The Federation is set to begin the rollout of solar energy initiatives as the government seeks to establish a power generation feed-in tariff policy. A feed-in tariff is credit or funds owed to independent power producers, usually households, which put energy from solar panels or other renewable energy sources into the national electric grid. On the October 4th edition of In Focus, Timothy Antwine, governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, said that the establishment of a feed-in tariff in the region must be done quickly so that independent power producers, which may include homeowners or companies, can calculate their returns. Following that, Minister of Utilities Honorable Conris Maynard said that the government is currently working on a feed-in tariff policy. He explained what such a situation could look like.
We are presently completing or developing the feed-in tariff policy, so that is in train. What a feed-in tariff is if you produce renewable energy and you feed it back into the grid, you get a credit, or there's a cost that is paid to you technically for that energy produced. So let us say you have a 10 megawatt system and you put that into the grid. There is a tariff, let's say 1 cent, I'm just calling a thing, a figure that you get for putting that into the grid. Then there is a tariff that you pay to Skelec for taking from the grid. And then when you offset them, the balance is what is due to the electric company. So the feed-in tariff is to deal with how we're going to account for power that is put in the grid, into the grid.
He added that many factors have to be considered for this to be successful. Factors such as an overcast day or other lulls in the feed-in system, which would then cause the majority of power generation to revert to the St. Kitts Electricity Company, Skelec.
It's not just sufficient to tell everyone go and put solar panels on the grid, because, for instance, the same issue with the generation at the power station. If you put all of these solar panels on the grid, you're actually reducing the need for power at the power station. If they turn down their generators, right, but then all of a sudden there's a big overcast of clouds, power is now not into the system. It will destabilize the grid if Skelec is not able to power back up their generators in time. So it's a technical thing where you have to make sure that all the balances and all of the nuances are accounted for.
In the face of the Israel-Hamas war and the increase in oil prices, the minister says the situation is strengthening the government's renewable energy resolve.
We have to push forward on our renewable energy policy. We just have to keep going. We're in talks now to finalize a number of projects. We just have to push because we have absolutely zero control of the price of oil. Zero. So we have to push forward towards energy independence, that is with our renewable sources, solar energy, and also the support of the geothermal project in Nevis.
Minister Maynard noted that the government remains committed to continuing the subsidization of fuel prices.